This happened to me not even 2 hours ago, and I'm still jumpy from it. I apologize for errors in advance. This will be my first post on Reddit, and I've been a long time reader, and I listen to a shit ton of creepy Let's Not Meet stories on YouTube, and I really never thought I would ever have creepy shit happen to me. I was wrong. I am a 19-year-old female, about 165 pounds, and I'm almost 5'9". I live with my grandmother, and we really don't get along, but I didn't have any other options for the moment, so I manage. I usually have to take out the garbage when she tells me to, and I really hate doing it. This week we had a lot to sit out because my grandmother was getting a new bed for her room, and it had a lot of shit that needed to be cleaned out to make room for it. I was getting her old computer stand that she called the monstrosity, and I had to clean shit out of my room as well to make it fit. This is why we had a lot of shit to get rid of this week, and I was the one to have to make it all fit into one small ass bin. It was about 10 p.m., and this wasn't the latest that I've taken out the trash. I've taken it out at 3 a.m. before just 'cause my grandmother was on the phone with another one of her stupid daughters that was getting to bed. I'd already taken out the trash and I had to fix the damn recycle bin. Ours is way too small, so I had to flatten the boxes and make everything fit without falling out. I was in the garage and the garage door was open. I live in a quiet little nest of townhomes and we don't own a car, so the garage is the storage for everything that isn't being used. Now, I listen to creepy stories on YouTube, and I was listening to one before I started taking out the trash. This already made me a bit jumpy, being outside in the cold, quiet dark in the month of October alone. I know people do crazy shit to scare people for kicks, but it never happened to me before, so me looking up every so often to the door wasn't really out of the question for me. Of course I knew I was overreacting, but I still felt uneasy, like I knew something wasn't right. I was fiddling with the recycle bin for about 5 minutes at this point when I glanced up at the door. To my complicit horror, I saw a clown standing in the middle of the sidewalk of my driveway, staring right at me. All of the blood from my face drained, and I couldn't help but feel it. You always hear about these things, but until you live it, be thankful you don't know what it feels like. The clown was straight out of a horror movie, smudgy makeup, red nose and hair, black and white striped clown outfit with rainbow spots. I was frozen in fear. I really never felt fear before in my life, and this isn't something I ever want to feel again. I shot up when it took a step forward. I was staring at them, scared shitless, and I prayed my grandmother wouldn't come back to the door. I don't care for my grandmother, but I don't want her hurt. We don't get along, but I still care, if you know what I mean. It may sound cold, but whatever. The damn clown took another step forward. It was at this point I noticed it. How could I miss something so important? The clown was holding a butcher knife. At this point the clown was about 5 footsteps from the garage door. I knew if I stayed put any longer I was probably going to die. I really don't know how I did this, and it's really a blur because of all the adrenaline that was running through me. All I remember is that fucker grinning, showing piss yellow teeth and running at me. Somehow I managed to jump backwards inside the thankfully open door and close it using all of my weight to force it shut. Thank God I always make sure that the door leading to the garage is locked 24/7 because I'm always afraid of someone breaking in. The clown was banging on the metal door trying to break it down. At this point my grandmother came to see what the hell was going on, and I told her to call the cops now. She went to grab the phone and I was still holding myself against the door. I had my shoes on and I had a strong grip on the floor. This fucker wasn't getting in. The banging got more frantic as the guy was backing up and banging into the door with his whole body. I placed both my feet on the other door leading to the kitchen. My house has a kitchen and laundry room together, and the laundry room leads to the garage. It's no more than two regular doors big, and I'm 5'9", so this is good in my case to hold my upper back against the door with my feet up like this. The banging went on for forever, or so it felt like. I heard the cop cars as they were probably coming down my street, and one last bang that broke the lock on the door and made the door open an inch before I shoved it closed. Nothing else for about 30 seconds. I heard the cop cars and I knew that they were right outside my house, and no more than seconds later I heard the cops saying, "Open up, it's the police!" I put my feet down, still ready to slam the door closed in case it was this damn clown. I know this is stupid because I heard the cars and radio, but hell, I was scared shitless and on edge. Don't tell me you wouldn't be too. I cracked the door and saw the cop with a gun drawn in his hand. I opened the door all the way and my knees gave out and I fell on my butt staring at the knife stabbed in the metal door. The cop could easily see by the trash that was kicked around from the guy and my very pale face and look that I was visibly shaking. About 5 or 6 cops showed up and took a look around the outside of my house and took statements and removed the knife from the door. They said we'd get a call back in a couple of days. 2 of the cops are still driving past my street about every half hour. I was never scared of clowns and I'm still not, but hell, I don't like them and I don't want to see any clowns for a good while. I messaged one of my friends and I told her about it and I think she thought I was joking. So I didn't bother telling her about the knife and I just left it where it was. I never really thought that this kind of shit ever happened in real life, and I wouldn't have thought this kind of thing would happen to me ever. But I was wrong. This can happen to anyone. Never think that it can't. This world is full of crazy fuckers that just want to scare the shit out of you or just plain want to kill you for kicks. Always pay attention to things around you. To the fucker dressed as the clown and trying to kill me and scared the living shit out of me tonight, let's never meet again. It started in a haunted cave on Halloween. Just me and my friend Anna. Me and Anna are total opposite. She's blonde and outgoing and completely fearless. I'm dark-haired and introverted. People pleaser. That's actually how I ended up at this cave. People pleasing. Anyways, we go through the cave and it's pretty awesome. The usual people, chainsaws, screamers, clowns. One clown kept following us. He wasn't like the other clowns who wore face paint and fake blood spattered on them. He didn't have a big red nose and clown clothes. He had a regular, if not tattered jeans, a stained sweaty white tee, and clown mask. This mask was pretty detailed. It had the eyes cut out and a wicked jagged tooth mouth with blood smeared around it. It was seriously creepy. He follows us all the way through the house as we giggle and run into the fog room at the end. Once we make it outside, we go get cocoa and watch the local bands play. While in line, the clown walks up and stands inches away from me, breathing in and out so hard that his mask sticks to his face and releases with each breath. Okay, creepy, but normal for this place. He walks away and we giggle, but he stays close, staring. We walk over to the band and he stands right behind me. He starts tugging on my hair. I ignore it, but he tugs harder. Suddenly he pulls so hard my head whips back. Anna starts yelling at him and he lets go and walks away, but like before, not too far. She wanted to tell someone, but I didn't. We are at a haunted cave and he probably didn't mean to. But she said, no, they can't touch you. And we walked over to the ticket booth to complain. It went like this. Anna. Ma'am, your clown over there pulled my friend's hair so hard it almost ripped out. Ticket lady. I don't see any of our clowns. They're all in the cave. None of our people walk around out here. They are all behind the rope because some of our families with small kids come for hay rides and bands. Anna. That clown right there did it. How do you not see him? Ticket lady. Calm down, miss. That is not one of our clowns. Are you sure he isn't a friend of yours? Me. Thanks. We're sorry. So I just want to leave. The clown's still staring and I'm missing hair. This isn't fun. Fearless Anna decides to confront the clown. She marches right up with me behind her and demands that he takes off his mask. He doesn't speak. He looks at me. He reaches out his hand to me and I refuse to touch him. He pushes Anna from in front of me and stepped 2 inches from my face and screamed the most terrifyingly psychotic scream I've ever heard. Everyone turned to look. The band even stopped playing. Anna grabbed me by the arm and pulled. His stare had me frozen. Then Anna grabbed my face and slapped me, and we ran. I looked behind and he was standing, staring. Everyone went back to what they were doing like it was nothing. We got into the car and peeled out. Anna kept saying, "We need the police. We need the police." I told her it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a weirdo at a haunted cave. No hard feelings for the slap. I was scared too, etc. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. He had a knife. That's why she slapped me and pulled me away. Not from fear of being screamed at. She saw the knife in his hand. We contacted the police, but they didn't take us seriously. I am now afraid to go to haunted attractions. Not because they are scary, but you never really know if someone works there or if they're there because they fit in so well.